All right. Well, welcome to Sleep In Cinema's Sidewalk Film Festival interviews. My name is Gareth Jones, and this is Craig Saravalo. We host a weekly internet radio show on Substrate Radio that you can catch on Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We also are replayed on terrestrial radio on WBHM 106.1, The Hub, and we are rebroadcast on Saturdays at 11 a.m. and Sundays at 2 p.m. So lots of ways to hear us. But we are so excited because we love doing these series of interviews with directors who have films at the Sidewalk Film Festival. This is 2026, and we are very excited today to talk to Joran Molter, whose film Nuclear Boy is going to be playing at the festival. And yeah, we were sort of talking about how much we enjoyed it, but seriously, it was an amazing film for me. Lots of different things popped in my mind as I was watching it. So the first thing I just like to ask the filmmaker is, how did you come to this story? And is there anything that you want the audience to know before watching? We're going to try to avoid any kind of spoilers or things like that. But how
Okay.
did you come to this story?
Well, actually, it's really personal. But I can tell you a little bit about it.
Yeah, please
I
do.
got diagnosed like 2 years ago with cancer.
Oh wow.
So I was lying in the hospital because it was second stage and the cancer was already further grown in my body. And I needed to do like 70 liters of chemo in a hospital. So they put me on a closed section for like 3 months. And I was feeling so lonely there. And from that moment, I thought, thinking about this, and I thought maybe I can turn this in something positive. So that's actually the moment that I wanted to make a film about loneliness. So that's actually the main start of making this film. So the film is not about cancer at all, and I'm also glad to tell you that the cancer is gone. So I'm completely
Thank you.
healthy.
Wow.
Fantastic to
Uh,
hear.
Yeah, you
yeah.
look great and healthy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But that was actually for me my personal urgency to tell a story about loneliness. And right now, actually, it's based on a true story. So, Nuclear Boy, actually, the things are happening in the film. It really happened in the States. There was a boy in Michigan, but I didn't want to make a biopic. So actually, I found only a lot of news articles of what's happening in that period, and I started to combine those with my own childhood. So I was like, for me, Nuclear Boy is a homage to the nerd, and I'm a extremely big nerd by myself. The reason why I started filmmaking was because I was such a big fan of Star Wars at the age of 6, and I grew up in the north of the Netherlands. And when you are such a film geek, that was the reason why I didn't fit in. So I think, yeah. So I wanted to make a film about my own childhood. So from that moment, my mother was saying to me, "Well, maybe you don't have that much, you don't see that much people. So maybe it's good that you're going on scouting." So actually, she sent me to scouting, and the rest is history. So I really combined those stories to tell my personal story. Actually, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And that makes it so much better knowing that it
Yeah.
Oh,
really did mirror your childhood so closely. That's
yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
Actually,
Do they
the
have
the
a
opening
filmmaker
scene.
badge for scouting? I was just curious
Ah, no,
if
they
it's
don't have
different
it.
in the Netherlands than here.
Yeah, no, like the opening scene where Eike is on the scouting to play the game Bulldog.
Hmm.
That's exactly the way how I had it when I was
Oh,
13 and my mother sent me to scouting. I needed to play Bulldog and everyone, like I was quite, like I'm struggling a lot of times with my life with the word masculinity and
mm-hmm.
what is manliness. So what is it to be a man? And I
Yeah.
grew up in on the countryside, and I really believe that masculinity is manly. And I was just like more like a soft guy who liked to talk about emotions and also needed that actually. So I arrived on the scouting where everyone was really like, you have children of farmers, and they're like really stubborn and also really masculinity, a little bit of macho. So I totally didn't fit in. Yeah.
Well, you do a great job of capturing that loneliness and that, I mean, very connected with me as well. I was definitely a film nerd as well in high school. I
Mm.
was also an animal nerd.
Oh wow,
I
yeah.
I volunteered at a zoo, and
That's nice.
yeah, it was lovely.
That's nice.
But yeah. But anyway, um, this film reminded me a lot of a film that I also love called Eighth Grade, which looks at a young woman, a teenage girl, and how she's influenced by social media and the internet. And even if you hadn't seen that film, this is an interesting parallel. How you show the influence of social media and the internet on men or
Yeah.
young boys, and you do it in an incredible way. I mean, but
Mm.
I just have to highlight the actor. I mean, this film would not work without that incredible lead actor. Could you talk a little bit about how you found him and
Yes,
that
of course.
that
Yeah.
experience?
Like as a director, I really like to work with people who don't have experience. So I work a lot with non-actors, so people who doesn't have experience, because actors sometimes they have learned to have a twinkle on their eye all the time, or they are really like really well trained and really strong,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't believe that type of persons could play this type of role. So I was searching for a guy that I was at the age of 16 by myself. So and I did the casting, and I found Guus and Gus. And what I do actually, like, I really like to tell stories in one shot per scene. So I will only shoot one shot for a scene, and it looks really easy because it's really simplistic, and the pacing is a little slower because I really like to observe to my main characters instead of being all the time with them. But I but the funny part is that's what I need to do, because I cannot cut the middle out of the shot, because I only have one shot. So I actually make the film before I'm going to make the film. So what I do with Guus, I I rehearsed with him for like 30 days. So we were able to get one day off of his school. So I rehearsed from December till July, one day in the week, and I'm rehearsing the screenplay with him, and I'm shooting with my iPhone, shooting all the shots that I wanted to have. So I'm recording everything. Actually, we made a whole feature film of all the rehearsals that we shot, because I really needed to find out what the pacing will be, and the film is also about friendship. So the line of the friendship has to be good and all right. So I really needed to understand. So actually, then that's what I do. So I make the film before I'm going to make the film. And when we were shooting the film, there was something happening so beautifully. I knew Guus so well, and Guus knew me so really well, and I really understand everything what he needed to do in every scene. Um, and on the first day of shooting, I didn't need to I didn't need to direct him anymore,
Yeah.
because he knew exactly what I was searching for. And I'm really glad to tell you that he just got accepted by the Theater Academy in the
Oh,
Netherlands.
Oh, that's
fantastic.
fantastic.
Well,
So
it's an
yeah,
extraordinarily brave performance, and it's so many close-ups and just raw emotions that he portrays. Just warts and all, as we say here. I
mm,
mean, he shows it. It's incredible. Um, and I'd love to hear that you do these single shots. That's amazing. There was a film a few years ago called Chronic that did the similar
mm.
thing, and
Oh
I
wow,
show it
yeah,
to my students, and they are fascinated by it. I teach film studies, and now I really want to rewatch your film because I didn't go in knowing that. And
yeah, yeah.
now that I know that, because one thing that really stood out to me, and I think to Craig as well, was the cinematography
Yeah.
and
Mm,
how you framed the shots and where you would
mm.
place the actors in each frame. And very often you would have some longer shots, and but now that I know,
Yeah, now
Yeah.
knowing that, it makes a lot
Oh
more
my
sense in
goodness.
terms of
Yeah,
how you set those shots up.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's astonishing. So again, as you're designing it, did you also design each of those shots as you were going through that process? So that was all
Well,
very, or
yeah,
did you decide on
yeah.
the day?
No, no, no. Actually, I don't decide anything anymore on the shooting day. I'm a perfectionist,
That's
and
great.
it's also the only way if you want to make the films on this way, you have to be preparing everything.
Yeah.
So, but I can tell you a little bit about the reason why I wanted to shoot everything in one shot. Like I think in images. So when I'm reading a script, there is one image that keeps stuck in my head all the time. Um, so I really want to make recreate that image. Um, and that's also the reason why I have a really weird aspect ratio of the film because I'm thinking in images. I choose 1.55 aspect ratio, which is
Hmm.
between 4.3 and 16.9. I want to isolate Ike, of course,
Hmm.
because it's about
Yeah.
loneliness. But because I'm thinking in images, I made up this aspect ratio by myself because it doesn't it it's not there in the cinema actually.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist, but it's an old photograph image.
Oh,
Aspect
interesting.
ratio
Mm.
that I choose, so that's the reason why I really so I call them the Joran Molter aspect ratio.
That's great.
Um, but yeah, so that's what I do actually. Like, and when we are writing the screenplay in the Netherlands, you have the film funds. So we replied to the film funds, and we made this film really quick because we made this film with money from the TV channel. So we were able to supply the idea, and within 6 months we had a script, a screenplay, and and then we got the money. So we made this film with a budget of $1 million, which is quite low in the Netherlands.
Hmm.
It's like the half of the budget of my first feature film. So we had like 19 shooting days, which was really hard. Because all the internet followers, all the people scouting, all the practical explosions, and we did them
Oh,
all on
yeah.
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
So I forgot what I was talking
No,
about.
that the going to the explosions, that looked very dangerous.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Like he was
yeah,
genuinely hurt by some of those. I had some
yeah,
concern.
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was really funny though. Like, it's a childhood dream to shoot a film with explosions, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And I thought that the title is Nuclear Boy, so it has to contain a lot of explosions. That's the reason why I wanted to make this film, actually. Um, but yeah, actually, we did every practical thing on set. So, and I don't want to spoil that much about.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
But I
But
assume
yeah,
the edit was probably a different way of looking at it, especially given the way that you do set up each shot. I mean, I'm assuming that was a little more, that post was a little easier probably than your traditional film, given the way that you set up
yeah.
your film.
That's true. That's true. Like what we do with writing the screenplay, we write it so it's easy to read.
Yeah.
So I don't tell all the things of the camera movement of where I'm positioning my cameras because it's not that interesting for the people who are needs to read it. And when we got the money from the TV channel, I started to rewrite everything with my DP. So when this shot is the shot of the film, I need to check everything. Like if Aiko would call with his phone and he's standing over here, you cannot hear what they are saying. So I really need to think about everything. So actually, what I try to create is I'm not moving my camera. I'm moving my actors a
Hmm.
lot. So in the mise en scène, they changed a lot.
Yeah.
And that's what I write. So when I'm in production, I wake up at 5, and between 5 and 9, I do all my rewrites by myself. And then between 9 and 6, I have the rehearsals because I'm also rehearsing a lot, and also the decoupage meetings with my DP.
Man,
Um,
you are very structured. That's very impressive in terms of how you're looking at the rhythm of your workday.
yeah, it is nuts. It's also because otherwise my girlfriend don't see don't see me
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
So that's why I started early. So on 6 p.m. I quit working, and we have a little time together. Otherwise, yeah.
I just want to expand just a little thing that I loved about, again, these single shots. And what I really loved in this film is what's happening outside of the shot is just as significant as what's in the shot. So when you have those very structured types of single shots, like when he comes in the door and his mom is on the other side, but you don't see it immediately. And so as an audience, we get much more participatory
Yeah.
in that process. And that's one of the things I love about that approach that you have.
Hmm.
That really forces us to be part of it. I also know Craig, as a musician, we both were talking about the score and
Hmm.
uh, and how it sets the tone immediately. That it could initially like, oh, could this go into Wes Anderson territory? But no, the music is a really important part. Could you talk a little bit about the score?
Yes, of course. Like, for, I really like the tone the tone of humor where I don't know if I need to cry or laugh,
Mm-hmm.
or sometimes it can be so awkward or embarrassing, but you need to giggle a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see the world actually. So I wanted to experiment with atonal music and music with really weird in the rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And because actually it's for me a very big metaphor. Like Ike is trying to make friends because he don't have them, and he really tried, but he doesn't succeed. And for me, the music is like that. Like it's a kid who's playing on a piano, who's tried to make music, but it's false. The rhythm is not good. He doesn't succeed. There's only one moment in the film where the music is beautiful, and that's when he has friends. Oh, it's a spoiler,
Yeah.
but that's the only moment where the music is not false anymore. So for me, it's a very big metaphor of trying to get friends. Yeah.
Fantastic. It's slightly off kiltered, a little atonal, and it is kind of foreshadowing, the story that's coming, which I think is. I
Yeah.
want to watch it again now that I've talked to you, just to kind of catch these things. So it's definitely if you're watching this before the festival, this is something you definitely need to see on the big screen. I want to see it with an audience as well. That would be great.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
like if we talked about the editing,
Yeah.
finding the tone was the hardest part of the film.
Mm.
Oh, really?
Because I work with an amazing composer who is making all the music before we are going to shoot the film. So
Mm.
I talked with him a lot about it, and I got some refs, and he already made a lot. And when I was hearing it, I thought, oh, this is great. And then we made the film and we edited the film, but we also felt that the music was too dramatic
Mm.
and less absurd. So actually, well, the film is funny, but it's not a real comedy. The
Yeah.
film is also dramatic, but it's not a real drama. It also got a lot of thriller elements, especially in the ending, but it's not a
Yes.
thriller. So and the music, the first version of the music was more like a drama with
Mm-hmm.
absurd tones. So in the editing, we did everything in the bin, and he started all over again
Oh,
with
wow.
creating the music. And actually, we also did it a little bit together because he's so talented that it's for him really hard to um, to make bad
Yeah.
music, to make false tones,
Right.
because he's so used to like, oh, when he's playing something, yeah, I want to go to there, but then I need to go this. So it was really fun to explore this music together with him, and he did a really great job. Yeah, I'm really happy with
Yeah.
the music. Yeah.
It's very integral to the film as well. So
Oh,
great
thank
job.
you so much. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
there anything else you would like the Sidewalk audience before they see this film to know in advance?
Um. Well, I don't know. Well, I can. Well, also the main reason why I made this film was because social anxiety is the number one mental problem under the youth right now, and I think it's as well in America, but as well in Europe. So I wanted to help the youth a little bit with this film. Yeah, and it's also about isolation, of course. You mentioned the internet followers. I think it's not we cannot it's not something that we needed to spoil because it's in shot one. You understand what they are.
Right.
But while we are writing the script, I needed to have like a negative force who is pushing him to limits that he might not want. Um, uh, but so we thought, oh, he might be on Twitch, he might be on the internet, but
Right.
yeah, we are making cinema, and everyone is already watching to your iPhone, to laptops all the time. And I'm going to make a film of a guy who's doing that all the time? No, please no. So I then I thought, oh, maybe I can just put the people who he's talking with just inside his room.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a real style
It's a great
element.
device. It works so well.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
it's
Yeah.
so innovative because the standard now, kind of the cliche, is to put on the screen like text messages that people have or
Yeah,
social
which is
media posts,
totally
Yeah.
okay. You
which is
know,
fine.
it's
But this is a new innovative way, really really refreshing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was really happy with it because it's like for me, like I really love European films. I am a big fan of Roy Andersson or Aki
Mm,
Kaurismäki or Ulrich Seidel or um, and I also believe that film is actually so young. Cinema is so young if you compare it with theater, if you compare
right.
it with art, with paintings. So um, if you compare it to them, it's a really young medium. So with every film, I really want to like rediscover things and try new things. Because if we don't do that, the art form will be dead. I really believe that. So yeah, yeah,
well, I believe
yeah.
this is your second feature film. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, it's true.
Fantastic
Yeah.
job. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, amazing. Can't wait to see
Hmm.
what you do
And
next.
you'll be here. Is that right? Are you coming to the festival?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
I will try, but yeah, I'm a
No, it's
poor
okay. I
filmmaker.
wasn't sure, but if
Yeah,
you are, we will
yeah.
definitely come and find you and say hello in person
Yeah.
if
Well,
it happens.
I try to figure it out. If it's
Yeah, no
possible, I'll
worries.
let you know because I would love to be there and screen the film there at Sidewalk. It would be great to be there in person. So, but I'll try
So
my best.
it's a screening at 6:15 in Sidewalk Cinema Theater B on Saturday.
Awesome.
So it's a great time
Yeah.
spot, and yeah, I highly recommend seeing this. I'm gonna see it again. I want to see it with an audience. But it's so nice to talk to you, and what a beautiful film. It's just a
Mm,
wonderful. That's the great thing about the festivals is that you find these amazing stories,
mm,
and to now know that it's such a personal story just
mm,
makes it that much better. So thank you so much
mm,
for talking to us and for making this amazing film.
mm. Wow, thank you so much for having me. I'm so
Well, of
happy that you're
course.
so enthusiastic. Yeah, and thank you so much for watching it. And yeah, I'm really happy with the conversation. So thank you so much.
Well,
Fantastic. Well, thanks again for joining us. This has been a real pleasure to talk to you, and we look forward to folks being able to see this film here or at other festivals, or I'm sure it will have a release at some point. Seek it out. It's really worth seeing. Nuclear Boy.
thanks, Jordan.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.